I think we're good to go. Welcome again to our webinar, Faster Picking, Fewer Errors, Barcode Scanning for Wholesale Distribution. We're going today over a persistent issue we see all the time with wholesale distributors, which is manual processes slowing down the warehouse and causing a lot of errors. We'll show you a simple way to fix that using Zebra barcode scanning and how it connects with OIS Inventory to benefit your wholesale distribution business. And to go over the topic, we have two very special guests and two experts on the matter today. We have a Frank Monterosa, Business Development Manager at Orders in Seconds. Many of you already know him, but for those who don't, let's learn more about him. Frank graduated with honors and earned his bachelor's in marketing and advertising. He has participated in numerous leadership and entrepreneurship courses with over 15 years of experience in customer services, marketing, and sales. Currently, he manages the United States and Latin America markets for Orders in Seconds. Thank you, Frank, for being here today again.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It will be really great webinar.
Yay. And then we also have John Krosick, a very special guest. He's the Director of Systems and Services at Trek Associates. John has a bachelor's degree in finance and business, along with multiple industry certifications. With over 32 years at Trek Associates and decades of heads-up experience in barcode and automation solutions, he works closely with clients to launch and support systems that improve accuracy and efficiency in their warehouses. He has led hundreds of successful deployments for businesses of all sizes. We're very happy to have him here. Welcome, John.
Thank you, Amalia. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yay. Okay, we're gonna go over today. This is the agenda for today. First of all, we're gonna go over Orders in Seconds and Trek Associates partnership, and what it means for your wholesale distribution business and how it benefits you. Then we're gonna get some questions answered in the FAQs about barcode scanning for wholesalers. We're gonna move on to the explains Orders in Seconds integration with Zebra, and not only that, we're also showing a live demo for you. Then we're gonna have a live Q&A where you guys gonna have the chance to get your questions answered. So any questions that you have about barcode scanning, how it fits your wholesale distribution business, or whatever doubt that you have, please feel free to put your doubts in the chat. I'll be sure to read them for our hosts today. Okay, so I'll be sure to be reading them. And then don't miss it. We have a special gift for attendees only at the end of the webinar. So stay tuned. Don't leave because it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You don't want to miss it. Now, Frank, take it away. Please explain us a bit more about the association, the partnership of Orders in Seconds with Trek Associates. You're muted.
Okay, now just to confirm, can you guys hear me okay?
We're good, Frank.
No, we can.
Perfect. So first of all, let me say this. Today, we're really excited to share something that is really important with you guys. So, our Orders in Seconds, we have been working with different partnerships, but today, we have done this partnership with Trek Associates because they are really experts in the warehouse hardware. That's really important to our, to our customers. They really represent brands like Zebra. They really well known for their quality and reliability, as well as the other trusted brands in the market. So basically, they represent Zebra and other brands. So we have decided to join forces with them for one main reason, which is crucial for us, to make sure you guys, our customers, have the right equipment for your warehouse. That's really crucial whenever you're doing warehousing. So tools that truly help your operation run faster and make it much better. And not only that, but also to make sure you have the reliable partner. And that's the reason that we're bringing them on this partnership, who can support you with any hardware needs. He will, later on explain what exactly they do. But we truly believe that this partnership will help, will help you, serve you better, to bring more value to our business. So in this case, we're gonna go to the next. We're gonna go to the next slide, and here is. Can you move on to the next slide? Or are you going to mention before we get into the questions, frequent asked questions? John, would you like to say something about the partnership? What are the different options that you have in terms of hardware that our customers can get benefit?
Sure. Yeah, we specialize in inside the four walls automation. So everything barcode, RFID, mobile computing, ring scanning, printing. We've been doing this. I've been here since 1993, been doing it for 33 years. Company's got 4 or 5 decades worth of experience doing this. Our goal is to work with order in seconds and the customers to make sure that you have the real clean, real easy implementation of the solution. Everything comes in, everything works as it should, and we have that relationship with Frank and his team there, where we can take the software and the hardware and make sure everything is fully integrated for you, and it just flows smoothly and works right out of the box for you.
Perfect.
We represent Honeywell, Zebra, CipherLab, hundreds of different product lines. The solution has to be the right solution for you, and orders in seconds and Trek will make sure that it works the best for you.
Excellent. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much, John. And look, let me tell you this. Before we get into some of the frequently asked questions about barcode scanners for wholesale distributors, let me share a quick story that happened recently. I recently got a phone call from one of our existing customers. They just implemented our warehouse solution, right? They're using right now some of the Zebra scanners we recommended. And at the end, look, and that's why I'm highlighting this. At the end, they told me, hey, look, I had no idea how much time we were wasting until we automated this. It's coming directly from the customer. They were really thankful. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and dive into some questions for our Trek Associate expert here. And now we're going to get into the questions that we have. Go ahead and move to the next slide, please. Okay, so this is the question, and I want to do it this really, really simple, John. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that are really important to our audience, and then, you can, explain. So the first question that I have is this: how much productivity improvement a company expect when they move from manual processes to barcode scanning?
Well, we focus on 3 key areas when we start talking about automating from a manual process to an automated process. Reduced labor costs, increased efficiencies, and improved accuracy are the 3 pillars that we target when we talk about this. One of the biggest costs in business today is labor and the associated cost with those employees. Reducing the burden on the company frees up capital and for other business needs, and your ability to grow your business, your ability to process more orders, which reads into increased efficiencies. Right now in a manual process, it's write it down, move it, write it down, move it. You can increase your efficiencies with faster processing and inventory handling if it's automated. If it's written on paper, you can't. You can only move so fast. Imagine if you could being able to process more orders quickly. Your business grows, you get more orders, you can process them faster. You have increased visibility into your inventory. You know what's there, what you can do to fulfill for customers, and basically know that you can fill that order for that customer and let it know that it's going out the door. The big thing besides labor is improved accuracy. Everything's automated, everything's scanned. You're not picking the incorrect product and shipping it to your customer. You're not having to recoup those costs by bringing product back, expediting shipments out, and there are all those other associated costs for improving the accuracy of your throughput. You can prevent stock shortages,
Wow.
get rid of repetitive data inputs, writing down the transactional orders and so forth. But the biggest thing is reducing your cost of labor. You can use the same people you have to increase their efficiency. You can give them the tools that
Wow.
they need to do their job, and then they feel like they're part of a growing business. Um, and then we have, some different things here. I'm just looking at some of my quick notes. Sorry to look down on everybody when I look away from the camera, but if you're doing a task completion, manual inventory process, if you're doing an inventory, it can take you days to do an inventory. It can take you hours to do an inventory if it's automated. If your error rates for transacting orders, doing it manually, now you're looking at my handwriting, you're looking at Frank's handwriting, you're trying to figure out what happened. Your inventory error rate is high when you're doing it manually, and it's low if you're doing it automated because you're scanning into it.
That's right. And you know what, John?
Hmm.
Some of the distributors, they know that they got to do at least one or twice physical inventory a year, right? But,
Correct.
when I talk to them, so some of them, they don't do it. They don't do it because it consumes so much time, so much labor, and, they leave it there. And that's really important. But when you're using technology and make it really easier, what it takes a couple of days, depending on the size of the warehouse,
Right.
what it takes a couple of days to do a physical inventory, you could do it in one day or maybe half of the day because you have the right technology. So that's really,
Uh-oh.
this is something that is actually hurting the company. Can we move on to the next one, Clara, please, Amali? Okay, so this is the question, John. What is
Hmm.
the difference between ring scanners and mobile devices with built-in scanners in terms of productivity and in comfort? And the reason that I ask this is because
Hmm.
not everybody works the same in the warehouse. They might have similar products, but their sizes. Some products are big, some are small. So
Right.
so let's go ahead with that question.
Sure, sure. Let's define what a ring scanner is. There's a couple of different options. We're going to call them wearables for right now. Frank, I think you have a sample of a ring scanner in your hand, right? So this is a traditional ring scanner. It mounts to your fingers. It keeps your hands free, but it is mounted to your fingers. Another version of a wearable is what we call back of hand, and I'm going to see if I can get my hand into mine here. Back of hand amounts to your back of your hand. So now
Correct.
it's not on your fingers. All of your fingers are unencumbered. So those are the two different versions of a wearable, the ring scanner that Frank has, and then a back of hand scanner like I have on. And get me focused on my camera. Sorry about that.
Mhm. Yep, I see.
And the difference is that if you're using a mobile computer with a built-in scanner, you have to scan what you're doing, find a place to put that scanner, holster, cradle, hopefully not on the product you're going to ship to the next work cell because then your scanner goes with it. Pick up the scanner, scan, put it back in your holster. And you can see the time that you lose doing that, and the efficiency you lose just even on an automated process, the efficiency that you lose from using a mobile computer versus a wearable scanner. So it really frees up the operator to keep processing, keep moving, keep working, and get those orders through. So those are the two different types. I have some numbers. I mean, if you think about it, we did this for one customer. They work a 7.5 hour shift, half-hour lunch, two 15-minute breaks. That's about 27,000 seconds in a day. If they lose 30 seconds per hour picking up a scanner and putting it down and picking up a scanner and putting it down, on 100 orders, you've lost 3,000 seconds or 50 minutes a day per person picking your orders. That ties back into the labor costs from the last question and the efficiencies that you can gain. Um, it really does give you the ability to process orders at a rapid rate, accurate and rapid rate.
Sorry, I was talking on mute. Wow, that's really interesting. And let's move on to the next one. You know, a lot of the existing customers are facing different challenges, right? So in this case, look, some of them might be asking, hey, you know, I need it. I need to automate my warehouse. But how easy is to get started with you know, Zebra Scanner or other brands to scale my business, to make that decision, say, hey, I gotta start doing things different if I want to see some different results, right?
Right, right. It's very easy. Order in Seconds and Trek Associates, we have a bonded partnership to where we make this very, very easy. Um, End users, like the people on this call, you have access to our custom configuration center. We can do everything for you. We can preload the devices with the Order in Seconds application, configure settings, Wi-Fi, installing accessories like screen protectors, rubber boots. We can even, if you want to asset tag them, we can even asset tag them for you here, charge everything, kit everything, send it to you in a box. You open up the box, put the battery in, you're up, you're online, you're ready to go in a matter of minutes from the time that the box comes in the door to the time you deploy it.
Wow. So there's no excuses, right, to start using it and take advantage of this technologies. So
Well,
let's move on.
well, I'll just say, stay, just we'll give them a little cliffhanger here. Stay tuned to the end of the presentation because there's something for you at the end for more information. And if you do choose to do things in the end, Frank, if you do want to, you have an IT staff and you want to do that, Zebra has a great product in their mobility DNA, and they've got Stage Now, menu driven, and the end users can actually manage their own deployments easily, and the application's free of charge too.
Wow, interesting, interesting. Okay, next question, okay, so this is another question. You know, this is the questions that we have
Yeah,
collected from different customers that are you know, interested in moving forward with this type of solution. So, what hardware do you recommend for cold storage? And you know, we work with a lot of food and beverage, you know, with the
sure.
food and beverage industry, and they face these challenges most of the time. So what we recommend for cold storage or freezer environments, which I believe there's different, right? Cold storage
Correct.
and freezer, this is different, where temperatures are extremely low or devices can freeze.
Yeah, we define that in two different. So there's the standard temperature range or the cold storage range. Let's say -4, -20 C to 100 degrees plus, and then there's the freezer range, which is you're into more of a specialty device. We're talking -22 degrees Fahrenheit, -30 degrees centigrade, a place where you're going to want to wear a winter coat, hat, and gloves, and so forth. And we see this down here a lot with us with the seafood industry and a lot of the frozen cold storage from things coming in through the ports. Um, we do a lot of freezer requirements. When you're into a freezer and you're that cold, you have to have specialized equipment that has built-in heaters for the components inside the device, built-in heater for the screen, so the liquid crystal is still liquid when it's that cold out. And then you also need a specialized battery that's insulated, and those heaters draw a lot of power. So you need a there we go. The specialized battery that can handle all of that. When we look at those, we're really into some specialized equipment, Frank. So the customers are gonna want something that is more of a traditional mobile computer. So it's got a pistol grip, and I apologize, I'm really bad at getting my camera to focus. Pistol grip, key based. These are rated to -30. They can run the OIS application on them because that's what they're meant to do. And then the built-in heater keeps the screen from freezing, and the built-in heater keeps the components inside from freezing. We use these all the time. Right now, there's 3 different manufacturers that make a very good freezer device. Zebra's MC9400, Honeywell CK67, and the CypherLab RK95. They have an all they have all the suffix on it for cold storage, but all of them are great for cold storage and freezer.
Perfect, perfect. And if you guys, the ones that are right now connected, if you guys are facing those challenges doing, the inventory, the picking, the receiving with this type of environments in the warehouse, feel free to contact us. We're gonna provide with the right information, with the right hardware, with the right devices, so that way you can start automating your processes. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, Amalia. This is another question that is quite often asked to us. What makes Zebra different from other scanning hardware providers? You know that there's several providers out there, but
Yes.
sometimes whenever you deciding to choose the right hardware, they're thinking, hey, how much is this hardware is gonna last? Because they're not they're quite expensive, right? And
Correct. Yeah.
they want to make the right decision on which one to acquire.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's not an inexpensive solution that you're implementing into your business. So you want these products to be a long term. You want them to last. You want them to be supported and so forth. What Zebra offers that a lot of manufacturers don't offer is they have a very diverse, fully integrated portfolio. So they have something as a solution for just about any size customer and just about any application. Everything from a touch-based mobile computer, RFID scanning portals, printers, the cold storage mobile computers, the back of hand scanners, everything. And everything is integrated with the Zebra DNA, as they like to call it. So the print DNA talks to the mobility DNA. So everything is fully integrated. So they have a great product for that. Excellent service and support. If you break something with their one care coverage, it goes to the depot, they fix it, they send it back to you. It's all done here in the States, and it's all done quickly. They run on a 5-5 model usually, Frank. So, 5 years, they sell the device. 5 years post-sale, they support it. And the reason it's gone that way, as you know, Frank, is because Android, after a while of so many upgrades, the components need to change inside the devices. So you have that longevity with the Zebra devices because they're just built to be an enterprise-grade device.
Another question that is not right here on the list, but
Hmm.
it just came up on my mind is, do
Sure.
they have guaranteed whenever they buy directly from you guys, this device they have some type of guarantee?
Well, it comes with a 1-year manufacturer's warranty. We always recommend a 3-year or a 5-year one care agreement. So what that is, it's a comprehensive coverage agreement that covers break, fix, and accidental damage. So if you drop it and the screen breaks, it gets replaced. If you
Oh, okay.
break the handle off of it, it gets fixed and replaced. The only thing that they don't cover is obvious abuse. I ran it over with the fork truck. We've actually had this where somebody broke into a warehouse and threw one of the devices in a microwave and started it to try to start a fire, and it melted it. They didn't cover that, but yeah, they take care of all of that, and it comes back. We stay engaged with the customers. If you have any problems, we get you set up with the Zebra portal to make sure that you can trace your repairs, and it comes with a pre-printed label. So you basically log into the Zebra portal, tell them what's wrong,
Mhm.
they'll email you a pre-printed label. You put that on the box, send it out to them. They send the device back to you. And I think the turnaround time is guaranteed at 3 days. They've been running about 2 to 3 days now to turn the product around to get it back to you repaired.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's really important to our audience. Let's go ahead to move on to the next one, Amalia, please. And there you go. Now, some of you, already know what orders in seconds is, or who orders in seconds is. But let me tell you, for those that has joined for the first time, orders in seconds is all in one system that is specialized on the wholesale distribution, easily manage their entire sales warehouse and logistic process. That's our main goal, right? It automates all sales channel, whatever channels that you have in the distribution industry, we got you covered. Same thing with the delivery, direct store delivery, the DSD, and also experts in simplifying warehouse work, from order picking to packing, using easy to use handheld scanners. So in this case, what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna show you the OIS inventory, which is the one that support Zebra hardware, and some other devices. So let's move on to the next one, Amalia. And now, what is the OIS inventory designed for warehouse efficiency? So basically, in this case, this is a crucial module that often doesn't receive the attention that it actually deserves. So people don't really, and especially the ones that are growing in the business. And I don't know if you guys know that poor management or not having a solution for order picking can result in significant losses for the entire company. So that's why we're doing this type of webinar, showing you how easy it is to get started, how easy it is to automate receiving, picking, fulfillment, all this type of thing. So in this case, if we move on to the next one, I'm going to show you a quick demo so that way you can see exactly how the solution works. And I, first of all, I apologize because for some reason, Zoom is not allowing me to show the Zebra scanner, but I'm gonna show it to you. Let me see if I can do it this way. So let me know if you guys are seeing my screen right now. I am projecting it. Okay. Can someone?
I can see it.
Okay, right now in this case, I got my iPhone, but look, this is what I'm gonna do so that way you guys know exactly how this works. So first of all, let me show you this. Look, this is the ring scanner that I was talking about. So this is something that you just put it on your hand, and these are the wearable that John was talking. Another great solution is this. Look, this is a Zebra, the TC 2021, I believe it is, and this has a pistol gun. So if you want to make it really easy, you can just use it that way. And the one that I want to show you is this one right here. If you notice, this is the Zebra TC 2021 or 2022, I believe. And look, this is the solution that I have right there. So right now, whenever the orders are generated from the different channels, basically you just click on the pick section. When you pick on it, look, I'm gonna click on the pick. Once you click on the pick section, it's gonna start loading. And once it start loading, you have already the transactions that are ready to start working on it. So once you click on it, look, very simple, very easy. It's gonna take just a few seconds to load everything that you have for that specific transaction. So it's gonna show you all the product, all that information that you have right there. And if you notice, the barcode scanner, it's already on. So basically, if you start scanning, look, it's already adding the quantities that you need. If you move on to a different item, it's going to start adding it directly from there. And it's really simple. Let me go ahead and stop it right there because it's a little annoying. Let me show it from the mobile phone. It's exactly the same. So basically, whenever you click on the pick option, look, this is what's going to happen. When it says updating, it's update all that information that you have already ready for that transaction. So in this case, whenever you click on the transaction, it's exactly the same thing that you were seeing on the Zebra TC21 and the other devices that you're going to be using. So basically, you're going to have the product name, the location. So this is something that if we have already configured in the system, it's going to show you exactly where the item is located. And you can have one item in different warehouse locations. So that way, you're not wasting time, right? Going back and forth, back and forth. The system will organize them or will sort them based on what is nearest to you. So in this case, you can just go ahead and start scanning it. And it will say if it has been partially picked or if I put the entire quantity, it'll mark it right there. Same thing right here. If I put the right, look, if I try to scan more than what I have, it's going to give me a warning. And it would say, hey, look, you're not allowed to overpick. And those are rules, right? Some of you guys may allow them to do overpicking. Some of you say, hey, no one can do overpicking. So whenever they finish, look, in this case, if you notice this one right here, this is important. This one has the traceability for lot numbers. So whenever you receive merchandise that has lot in expiration days, you can register or you can, receive it that way. And whenever you're doing picking and fulfillment, beep, you scan the item, right? And it'll force you to scan the lot number in the expiration date that it has. So that way you don't have, especially when you have perishable items. So whenever you're ready, look, when you finish, basically just click on send and automatically that transaction will be picked. And this is the great part. Whenever you finish picking that transaction, automatically that transaction will get removed from the picking option. And the other thing is this, it's gonna make a comparison on what was ordered on the original transaction and what was picked. So that way you know if there are any discrepancies between what was ordered and what was picked. So that way you can make the right decision from there. So that's really important. And if you notice, the solution also has some other thing. It has receiving. Whenever you create purchase order from your vendor, basically it's just identify what is the order that needs to be receiving, or you can just go ahead and generate a receiving directly from the spot. Same thing with moving inventory. If you're going to be moving inventory from one location to another location, or from the receiving part, you will be able just to do it. Same thing with physical inventory, physical count, or if you want, or if you just want to go around the warehouse and say, hey, look, I want to see what we have about that item. So basically, you just go around, beep, scan it, and it'll tell you how much inventory you have for that item and where is that item located. So that way, it makes it really easy for whoever is using the warehouse. So let me go ahead and stop this right here and going back to the presentation. Can you go ahead and show it again, Amalia? So if you notice, guys, there's no excuses to use the solution. You can use any device, right? What we recommend is basically the Zebra product. But depending on the budget that you have, John is an expert in this specific area and can talk to you guys and recommend if you're looking for some other affordable hardware. He can guide you through. But all those hardware is gonna work with the solution. The solution is gonna behave the same. So it's gonna do whatever has been developed to do for it. So let's move on to the next one. Amalia,
And
please.
Frank, my
Go
team,
ahead.
myself and my team, we're not commission based here. We are solution based. So we're all salary. So it's got to be the right solution for the customer, whether it's a $400 device or a $4,000 device. It's got to meet the customer's needs, and it's got to do the job that the customer wants. That's the big thing with both of our companies is we're so customer focused and so customer driven. It has to be what the customer needs, and it has to fit their needs.
Perfect. And that's why we have decided to do the partnership, because we know how you guys are. And basically, this is a really great benefit to our existing customers and potential customers. So the question is, how easy is to get started with Trick Associate? You explained it already. But if you guys are interested in evaluating some of the hardware, some of the Zebra scanners, the ones that we just presented to you, which is this one right here, the pistol gun, the ring scanners, all of them are already connected with the OIS inventory solution. So fill out the form, put it right there on the chat, or you can go ahead and scan the QR code, and we're gonna contact you and send you all that information that you need. Amalia?
And what we like,
let's
go
put it
ahead,
in the
Melia. I'm
chat.
sorry. Go ahead, Melia.
No, so sorry. I was just saying that I put the form in the chat. It's just click on the link and fill out the information. Or if you want to just scan I forgot the name. The QR code.
Perfect. And I just wanted to say all of our demos are done at no charge to the end user. So the only caveats we have on demos are if you break it, you have to pay for it. If you don't return it, you have to pay for it. Other than that, we love to do proof of concepts before customers make a purchase so you can see how indispensable this solution can be for your business.
Definitely. Let's go ahead. We're ready to start the live Q&A questions. So questions that you guys may have about the hardware, about the functionality of the solution, about the picking, receiving, fulfillment, all the things related to what we have seen today. Today is the right time, or right, is the right time to ask questions. Do we have any
Yeah,
questions, Amalia?
yeah, you can use the chat or the question box in the Zoom in your toolbar if you want. I have a question right here. Can barcode scanners work with the system I already use, or do I need to change everything?
Can you repeat that?
I was
Can you
gonna
repeat the question?
Can barcode scanners work with the system I already use, or do I need to change everything?
Well, I guess what they're trying to say is that
Mhm.
they already have some barcode scanner, whatever brands that they have. If those brands are gonna work with the existing solution, which is the OIS inventory.
Yeah.
Well, the question is yes or not. Look, the thing is this: as we were explaining before, you can use any device. You
Mhm.
can use an iPhone, you can use an iPad, or you can use the Zebra devices, right? With the barcode scanners incorporated. So if you
Mhm.
decide to use an iPhone, an iPad, or an Android phone that doesn't have the scanner incorporated, we can connect it via Bluetooth. We already have the hardware that we recommend. But in this
Mhm.
case, if it is a Bluetooth and it connects well, we can run some testing. I'm pretty sure it works, right? But again, we already have the hardware that we have that we have been doing running testing and they actually work. But I'm not saying it's not gonna work with the hardware that they have, but we're gonna have them run some testing. It might it might work.
Yeah, we could do that on a case by case basis, Frank. We could do that for end users, not a problem at all. And because these devices are usually Bluetooth human interface devices, so if they have a
Yep.
device out there that can run your software, it meets the requirements, Android, iOS, but they need scanning ability and so forth. We can
Yep.
help them with the wearable scanners.
Cool. Okay,
Definitely,
great.
definitely.
Thank you. I have another question here. How long do the batteries last for the TC22 and the ring scanners?
That is a common question that we get that the manufacturers try to dodge as fast as they can because there are so many different variables. What is the temperature? How much are you scanning, and so forth. There is really the honest answer is the manufacturer does not give a rating. What we see from our customers is that you usually get about a 7.5 to 8 hour shift out of the internal batteries in the devices. Again, that's subject to, if you're doing 10,000 scans and somebody's doing 2,000 scans, you're using more battery life. But I will go back and look, Amalia, and see if there's a specific written in there. I could see there the TC22 and the ring scanners and see if they actually have started to rate those for you and get through those numbers. But we've
Okay,
been
great.
we've been seeing with our customers that they get a full shift out of it, and then the batteries are hot swappable in the Zebra devices, and they can just swap
Cool.
another battery in and go and do their next shift.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I have another one. If I have a small warehouse team, is this still worth implementing?
Oh, very much so. I mean, just some of the studies that have come out. I mean, your cycle times, your reduction in cycle times from the time you get an order to the time you can produce an order, not produce an order, pack an order, and then ship an order. You can reduce that by 40%. And
Wow.
you yeah, Deloitte had that study out. One of the big guys out in the industry that loves to do studies. Deloitte, that was one of their most recent studies, is a 40% reduction in order cycle time. Uh, that's big money when you're looking at even a small business. Let's say two pickers, or four pickers. That can save you a lot of money. And Frank and I can work to scale that so that the solution fits you and fits your budget so that it is cost effective for you. That's the job that our teams do.
Cool. Okay. Well, I have another one here.
Sure.
What is the length range for scanning with TC22 versus ring scanners?
Well, before John answers that question, that's really
Yes.
important because depending on the size, depending on the type of product that they have, I mean, if they have a small items and the barcode labels are really small and they're really
Mm-hmm.
far away, I mean, they're not gonna maybe, I don't know if a ring scanner, those wearable items are gonna be able to reach that far. So I guess that's the
We hear that a
reason of
lot,
the
Frank.
question.
Yeah. The first thing I say is, how big is your barcode? If you've got a barcode that's this big, I can read that from 100 feet away. If you've got a barcode that's that big, Frank, okay, we're looking at an inch, maybe out to a foot away. So it's really predicated on how big are your barcodes. So to answer that question more succinctly, if your barcode is a typical UPC barcode, which is about 7.5 to 10 mils, with the standard range optic, you're looking at anywhere from a couple of inches out to 2 to 3 feet. If you get bigger barcodes or a different optic, and we could test this, and that's why the free demos and so forth is to make sure that we meet the customer's needs. Some of those optics, you've got standard range optics, you've got mid-range optics, and you've got advanced long-range optics where you can read a near and a far. So it really comes down to what the customer needs. And Amalia, if they have a specific requirement and they want to send more information to you, I'm happy to drill down and give them a specific answer based on their code sizes.
Great, perfect. Thank you, John. Okay, these were the questions. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Thank
No
you
more
very much.
questions?
Oh, yeah, I have another one. How can I decide if to use the TC22 versus the ring scanner for 10 pickers and 2 people receiving and putting away products? I'm gonna repeat it. How can I decide if to use the TC22 versus the ring scanner for 10 pickers and 2 people receiving and putting away products?
You want to take that one, Frank? You want me to start with that one? What would you like to do?
Well, I guess that would depend on how how much merchandise are you receiving? Are you receiving 10 items, 100 items? That makes the difference.
Yeah, I
On
was
the
going to ask,
whole,
what's
I
their
think,
workflow look like? What does your
yeah,
workflow look like?
that's
Is
the
it moving
workflow.
one box? Is it packing multiple items into a box? Is it stacking a pallet to build put product on a pallet to ship on a pallet? What is your process? Because the TC22, we went over that with the wearables. You have to scan and put the device someplace to pick up the product and move it, as opposed to the ring scanner where they keep their hands free. So
Okay.
that
And
that
how
yeah,
frequently they're doing it. I mean, if they're moving
right.
merchandise from one location to another location, how frequently they're doing it. I mean, if they're doing it that frequently, I might think, hey, look, maybe the ring scanner, which is the wearable, might be the recommended because they're using their hand all the time. If they're using the TC, it's gonna be a little bit hard. But again, that would depend on the different questions, and that's why it's so important to fill out the form, so that way we
Yep.
get to know, and we're gonna ask you all those questions, making sure that we do the right evaluation. Say, hey, you should try this because that's it's gonna work for your specific way of doing things, or
Yep.
what you're doing in the warehouse.
Right, Frank. Well, I can make this even more difficult because the TC22s, the TC series, has a wrist mount. We can
I
actually
see.
mount the devices to their wrist and the ring scanner, so everything's right here to make it even
Oh
easier
yeah.
for them to have. If they need the interface with the screen, if they need to see the screen, we could put that screen in an orientation where the picker always has access to that information.
Well, and that's why it's important to talk to them,
Yes,
and ask all those questions, because that's gonna give us a better understanding of the business and do the right recommendation. But at this point, I would say, depending. So fill out the form, and we guide you through the process. Any other
definitely.
questions, Amalia?
Let me see. Oh, that's it. That's it. Very good
Oh,
questions.
Well,
okay.
excellent.
So
Good
Yes.
questions.
what
I
comes next?
Okay. Let's see what comes next. Ta-da! And a special gift for our attendees only for you guys for being here. This is a way of saying thank you for being here. Let me explain to you this gift. You see the say $50 right there, really big, but what does it mean? It means that a setup service that is worth $50 per device for you is gonna be completely free of charge. So you have everything you need to get started with barcode scanning in your warehouse, no excuses. What you get with this complimentary setup service includes installation, OIS inventory installation, device preparation, accessory setup, and of course the guidance of trade associates to start using barcode scanning in your warehouse right away and take advantage of it. Thank you very much. This was a gift from Trek Associates. We really appreciate it. We hope you take advantage of it. This is a huge plus that will allow you to, start with barcode scanning right away. I don't know if you have anything else that I missed, John.
No, Amelia, that's been wonderful. Thank you so much. But yes, we look forward to it, and we'll make sure that it comes in the door and you're ready to go and you can improve your business right away.
Yeah. If you want to claim your gift, we have said it many times. I'm going to repeat it again. The form is there. But if you have more questions, more doubts that maybe you want to talk directly with John, either John or Frank, here is their information. Whatever you need, as you can see, that they want to help you. They repeated, like, if you have any questions, they're more than happy to answer them. You have them, if you want to take a picture, take a screenshot, you have their email, their phone number, and their LinkedIn, so you can connect there with them. So
perfect.
They're always available. Sorry, I'm still sharing, right?
Yep.
Yes, you're good.
Okay. They're always available. They're gonna do their best to reply any questions that you have. And I'm gonna leave it there for a few seconds more, just in case you want to take a
Sure.
peek. And
yeah, I try to get back to people same, if not next business day, if at all possible. I'd like to make sure that everybody's taken care of the way I would want to be taken care of if we were on the other side of these screens.
nice, thank you. Okay, well, that was it. That was our webinar. I hope you learned something today. I hope you take what you learned today to apply it in your distribution business. It's going to be very beneficial for you. And we hope to contact you soon if you're interested. Thank you really for attending our webinar. And we're going to keep doing webinars like this. So if you have any suggestions for our upcoming webinar, please feel free to reach out and suggest a topic. Frank, if you want to say something, and John to say bye.
No, thank you so much for attending this webinar. It's been really valuable, and this is what makes the difference. We're really committed to help our customers, existing customers and potential customers, to use the right solutions, right? Because we understand something. If you guys grow your business, we're gonna grow together, and that's the main reason that we're doing this, making sure that we're growing together.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Frank.
Perfect.
Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day.
Have a great day.